What's going on, everyone? This is Mekkah, and I welcome you to the final chapter of the Fire Emblem 7 PMS, Pick My Sabotage. And in this video, I'll be showing off the final solution to Lyn Mode, but it's still gonna make Mangs insane. I'm gonna show all the edits, all the stuff I did to make it as hard as possible for him to win. So let's get into it. First edit is pretty obvious. I was gonna do this. Natalie's back. She is now the final boss. We actually get to defeat her one more time. I guess she's died a couple times already. She has the same stats as Lundgren normally does, but she's a Wyvern Lord instead, with 5 more speed just to make it harder to double her. I don't think anyone on Mangs' team can do it. Maybe the Kent, but it doesn't matter because he's just not strong enough. So we gotta find an alternative way to beat the boss, as I've done of him before. Gave her 3 spears. Usually Lundgren has a Silver Lance and a Javelin, but I thought Mangs might be able to cheese her if she doesn't start with 2 range equipped, so that's why we went with 45 spears. Hopefully he won't try to run that out of weapon uses. Yeah, you need a different way to kill Natalie. Second edit is the village, which I'll show rather than tell. Third edit, the bridges in this map, most of them, this one and this one and this one, but not this one, are turned into solid walls, so you can't walk over them. As you can see, the oops, hold on there. The archers here, they cannot actually walk over the bridges. This is kind of, it's on one hand it's like, okay, Mangs actually makes it here, and it's like, you actually can't walk over here, you have to use Florina to get across the river or whatever. It also helps him a little bit, but I'll talk about that later. Everything else is reinforcement based or event based, so I'll show the rest when it happens. Yeah, I'll just show the rest when it happens, I guess. So let's get into it. So first off, apparently you get a warp and a rescue and a warp and a rescue and a warp and a rescue. So yeah, feeling generous. So last map was a big success when it came to enjoyment for both of us, and I think for the viewers as well. We both enjoyed it when Mangs got a lot more tools to play around with, but it's still like kind of hard to find a solution. So I did a similar thing here. I gave Mangs a lot of stuff to work with so that he can work around the difficult enemies and stuff. More options means more puzzling, more figuring out, and less dealing with raw stats. So Danny DeVito, Urk, and Sarah, they've all gotten a warp and a rescue staff. The warp staffs only have 1 use, just like in last chapter where you had to use a warp staff to block a reinforcement. So this time he has 3 warp uses to work with. And he doesn't have much warp range on him per se, because none of these units have really good magic. Danny DeVito has the most. He has like 13, so I think he has like 6 range or something, not a whole lot. But it'll be helpful. And the rescue staffs have 3 uses each. You can use those pretty much however you want. And this is just to give you more options to cross rivers or close bridges or mountains or stuff. You don't need them all at all, but it's just nice to have the option. That's a helpful edit on my part. Those don't count into 5 edits kind of thing. That was a helpful edit. Second helpful edit is, of course, she needs a Lyn to seize, but Lyn isn't here. I didn't just put her on the map this time. I think there was technical reasons we couldn't do that, and instead she ended up being put in this village. So Mangs has to visit this village in order to clear the map, which I think he'll figure out once he realizes that Lyn isn't here. And I'll just kind of hint at it and say like, yeah, she's hidden somewhere. And the last helpful edit that I made is that this shop actually sells more warp and rescue staffs instead of vulneraries and heal staffs. So if you need more warp, you can visit this shop. That leads me to the next edit that I guess I might as well show right now. So this map has reinforcement zones, just like chapter 21 and FE6, with all the Wyvern Lords spawning from different locations, and like Kaga Destiny in regular FE7. What that means is if you enter a reinforcement area like this one, basically every area is a reinforcement area. So area beyond this bridge, between these 2 bridges, is a reinforcement zone. Then this area over here is roughly in a reinforcement zone. And then this area here also has a reinforcement zone. And every time you enter a reinforcement zone, a powerful enemy will spawn in the previous area. So I guess I'll show off those first of all. I think I can do it all turn 1 with Florina. So for example, if I walk Danny DeVito over here, you'll see that Bada the Beast actually spawns in the back here. This is more of a warning sign from Mangs than anything else, because Bada's not all that threatening, but it will show him that like, hey, this is a mechanic that happens on this battle, you gotta be careful. Bada is easy enough to kill. Of course I can also use warp to show off the other things, so might as well do that. I guess I can warp, say, no, okay. I guess I can warp someone in there. Let's see. I can probably warp Florina far enough, some way or another, because I want to show them off in order. So there's Danny DeVito. We're gonna warp her again into the next zone, and I'll show a map in post-production. Yeah, unfortunate. So if we warp Florina a little bit further ahead, reinforcement zones only activate when you end your turn in them, so just warping Florina on here won't do anything by itself. But yeah, now Florina is gonna go like in this zone somewhere, and that will get Yogurt, good old Yogurt to spawn. Yogurt is actually pretty much invincible, because last time we fought him we needed to use Rat Quetz to kill him, the super strong armor slaying iron sword. This time there's no such thing in your inventory, so if he spawns he's pretty much gonna fuck you over. You gotta avoid that somehow. And then of course, where's the correct save state? I think it's this one. Yeah, there we go. And if Florina moves somewhere in this zone, I think, yeah, there we go. And there is Fool. He is beatable, I guess, with the lower defense from when Mangs fought him. So if you want to kill him with will, you could. But it's kind of tricky because he still does a lot of damage with the Can't Touch This, and he still has this good old white gem. So those are the reinforcement bosses that you get. There's actually a couple more, but I'll show those off later. There's also some reinforcements on turn 6. So yeah. Now let me go back to the actual solution. Okay, so this map has two kind of timer-like functions to make sure you go a little bit fast. We can kind of get around both. So one of them is this bandit. He is on his way to destroy this village, just like in vanilla. But the village is actually needed to complete the chapter. So if the bandit destroys it, you lose. So we gotta stop the bandit from doing that by... We can either go fast and rush for the village, or we can try to kill the brigand. I choose to go for killing the brigand because it's easier to show and harder to make mistakes with. I think Mangs might be able to do it that way too. But he might just rush village, I don't know. We shall see. The way I find easiest is to lure the bandit upwards using Florina and Matthew. Matthew can walk on rivers, so we can use him as bait for a little bit. I'm going to rescue Lucius because he's going to be useful for attacking turn 2. I'm going to put Urk here and use a Pure Water, because there's one of these Speedy Gonzalez mages over here that would threaten to run over the bridge and kill one of my units. So he's going to go here and use a Pure Water to prevent himself from taking too much damage. Everyone else is just kind of chilling here, not doing much. You could warp him across the river, but this part is guarded by some mutton mercenaries, a strong ironbow archer, and another one of those hexing snot guys. So even if you put your strongest unit like Kent here, he's probably gonna die. So, and the funny thing is, this hexing snot guy actually just covers, like, he barely covers this area right here. Like, his range ends about here. By the way, I've also removed the rain because I think that will be a big pain in the butt for Mangs. I didn't list that in my notes, but I just remembered. So you don't have to worry about rain activating on certain turns. This was to make my own solutions more reliable too, because I hate it when I accidentally move on the wrong turn and then get fucked over by rain somehow. So yeah, I think my Urk is base level magic, so he should be able to one round here. But if not, it's easy enough to have him follow up with another attack here and then rescue him out of here. I think Urk has always been one rounding mages in Lyn Mode, so that is easy enough. And Urk has kind of got to heal himself. We can also heal him with Danny DeVito. I almost said Mangs, but he's not Mangs. Gonna drop Lucius, not in range with the archer, but close enough to where he can fight the soldier on enemy phase. Because Urk and Lucius are only 1-2 range options. I'm gonna drop Urk a little bit to the left, and then we're gonna heal Florina. That's why I had Urk use the vulnerary. Totally was. I totally remember that too. That way she can lure the bandit again next turn if needed. Get a good level up on Danny DeVito. It's so nice to have an actual healer, I gotta say. Okay, and I guess I will also rescue Sarah in advance. It's not really needed yet, but I'll do it anyway. And everyone else can just keep on going. I guess I can also rescue Urk, because he's also gonna have to be rescue dropped at some point. And it's nice to be able to give Florina someone on player phase, and then she can drop him in the same turn. Okay, that miss kind of sucks, but it'll do. As you can see, Matthew doesn't have enough HP to where if he heals with a vulnerary, he will survive another hit, so he's gonna have to vulnerary up and then get out of here, basically. So yeah, Lucius is the best green unit ever. Gets rid of the stupid Can't Touch This soldier. I don't think this is a part that will give Mangs a whole lot of trouble, but it'll be annoying enough. Maybe he'll get another death out of it. But then again, his Kent is really strong, so we shouldn't have too much trouble. Okay, Lucius is just gonna chill there for the rest of the chapter, basically. So now Matthew needs to be saved, so we're gonna heal him up. And let's see, we're gonna bring Matthew up here somewhere. And I'm gonna take and drop him on the river, I guess. for fun. And I'm gonna give her, let's see, I'm gonna give her Urk, I think. Wait, you don't have anyone. Let me see. Yeah, Urk is here. So I think this turn I'll give her Urk, because she's gonna fly south with Urk in a little bit. And I'm gonna give Sarah to Matthew, because that's also gonna be helpful in a little bit. But you can see this Brigand has been lured upwards now. So soon enough he'll be in range of someone else. So Matthew is gonna drop Sarah over here. It's kind of a funny spot for her. And Farina's gonna fly back here. And she doesn't really need to vulnerary up yet. So we'll just fly right here. That will do. Okay, I think the bandit's close enough now to where Matthew can bait him. We do need to rescue drop him a little bit though. We can also use like rescue staffs to make this go a little bit faster. Did I fuck up? I think I'm okay. Let's see, rescue. Okay, I think I did this a little bit wrong, but I can still repair it. We just need to make sure that, yeah, this works actually. So go here, and take, drop, and go like here. It's so nice that Matthew can move on the rivers. He can't do this if it's raining, which is another reason why I wanted the rain gone really badly. Okay, so I could fight either the archer or the knight first. You notice usually enemies move in the PMS, they move right away from the start. But because they can't reach us since the bridges are blocked, they just stand still. They only like to move if there's a player character they could eventually reach. So I'm gonna do what I did last time when I tested this, is kill the knight first. By going on this mountain, this knight will suicide on Urk. This archer will also become triggered to move, because I think he can reach me in 2 turns. That's what he realizes. I'm not sure about the mercenaries. I think they also move down. And let's see. I can get some guys over here soon, but I'm gonna hold off on it. Okay, Brigand goes for Matthew and almost kills him. I should have remembered to vulnerate him. That was my bad, but Mangs gets this kind of luck too, so I'm not gonna reset over it. I'm not gonna like re-record the whole thing over a lucky miss. That's Mangs' job. Okay, okay. I prefer it for both if Urk gets hit and he dodges. Like if he gets hit here, I have him vulnerary up, get rescued by Florina, drop him on the mountains, because for some reason I can drop people on mountains now. I don't know why Shuusuke, how he managed to do that, but he did, and Mangs takes advantage of it, so I'm gonna do it as well. But since Urk did not get hit by the knight, he doesn't need to vulnerary up, but he has enough vulneraries with him to where he could do it. So instead, I'm just gonna have him fight the archer. And he can't move, because this costs him more than 1 move, obviously. I do want to make sure the archer doesn't get on a mountain. So I'm gonna move 1 right, I think, and then the archer has to stay off a mountain, because there's no mountain he can attack me from if I'm standing here with Urk. But I can't drop him here right now, so I guess this is when you would vulnerary up and stuff. So I guess I'll move up 1. I don't know what the archer's gonna do now. He might go on a mountain now, he might not. But yeah, this Brigand, he's gotta die. We're gonna lure him up a little bit, because if not, I might die. And when he's dead, we can rescue someone over. Okay, there's the turn 6 reinforcements. Those are 2 Wraths from chapter 6. They do not move, they only attack if you're next to them, but they probably scare Mangs quite a bit. They replace the cavalry reinforcements. They also block the fort so that no more reinforcements come out. And they also just are annoying blockades. They don't fight you or anything unless you step like right next to their, like in their range basically, like here, 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 or here. So generally they won't do much. Okay, so now we want to make sure that Urk is here. And keep Farina ready. Be very careful not to put her in the archer's range. This Brigand did not take my bait for some reason, so we're gonna make sure he does again. And when he's dead, I think we're gonna rescue Kent over with Sarah. Oh, the Brigand is like, I'm done with that shit. I think he's going for healing. That's actually funny. I've never seen that before. Time to improvise. This archer is dead. That's good, because that means Florina and stuff are more free, and Kent has a much easier time surviving between the Hexing Snot and the 2 Mudden mercenaries. Okay, I'm gonna make a quick save state here, both in my game and in my videos, just to make sure I don't mess up. Okay, I'm just gonna try something. I'm gonna use Sarah to rescue Matthew over a little bit further. If Sarah rescues someone, they end up here from that spot, which is pretty convenient. I just found it out by accident somehow. Not just now, but like when I was testing. So I'm gonna put Matthew on the mountain. I don't think the Brigand will attack him. And there is Fool, but we won't have to fight him because he doesn't think he can reach us, which is convenience. I'm gonna rescue, let's see, I'm gonna have Kent rescue Danny DeVito. and rescue him over next turn, because it's nice to have a healer and someone else over here. One mercenary can reach me, but not both, so I'm gonna try and see if I can weaken this guy with Urk and Florina. Hope that works out. Urk might have shaky accuracy. Okay, the Brigand does attack me now, but I'm actually glad he did. Please double. Thank you. The other mercenary might go towards Matthew, but he can't reach him. So that'll be good. Okay, oh, Urk can actually die to poison if he's around for too long. It didn't work out too well. I hope the other mercenary goes the other way, but I can always vulnerate and heal up and run away. And I'll have a ton of time remaining. Okay, that's actually really good. I actually like running out the Hexing Stock guy a little bit, because it's annoying to keep taking into account the fact that I might take half HP. Note that the mercenaries moved before Hexing Stock, which makes everything that you can do here a lot safer. Okay, so Urk needs to like help vulnerary up and get rescued. So we're gonna do just that. And rescue that boy out of here. Now the mercenaries will be like, I can't reach anyone, so I'm gonna go back towards Matthew. And that's brilliant. So we're gonna rescue over this this mighty duo here. This will give us access to healing and actually good offensive unit. The problem is Kent is on the wrong side of the mountains, so he's gonna need rescuing over it in a little bit. But he can get through here somehow, I'm sure. Danny DeVito can rescue drop him over the mountains for one. So I guess I'll prepare Matthew with a vulnerary. And I'll drop Danny DeVito on the mountain. That will give us a lot of options for next turn. And I guess I'll get Sane ready to get rescued over. I'm actually gonna rescue him with Dorcas, because Dorcas can move over mountains, and I guess I'll have these two rescue each other as well, because I want to get everyone over there eventually, except for Lucius. I don't care about Lucius. Okay, Hexing Snot again. Note that Lucius is at 1 HP, so the Hexing Stock guy, if he could ever reach him, will kill him. But since he's an NPC and we don't need him much anymore, we can just kill this guy with Kent later, or with Urk later. So now, I would actually love it if Kent could get his butt over here. Next turn preferably, because it's getting a little bit close for my liking. So I guess I'll go over here, heal Matthew up again. And rescue Kent. And rescue these two. And I could even maybe get Dorcas on the mountain and drop if he has enough move. I don't think he does actually. Yeah, he doesn't. But I can drop Sane here, which might be worth a try. It might be a little bit luck based, but it will speed up things if it works out. And let's see, Urk doesn't have enough HP to survive right now, so I'm gonna drop him and have him run out of his poison and then vulnerary up. Because dropping on mountains is totally mainstream gameplay. Okay, Sane takes one hit, which is more than what he can take. Or rather, he can take more than that. Gets a really good level up actually. And he takes another hit. Again with ease. Somehow misses with 74. That makes it a little bit more annoying, but it's fine. Okay, now he goes for the kill on Lucius. Goodbye, Lucius. That will get rid of the green phase, which will make things quicker for me. If he hits, that is. He might miss. Alright, there goes Lucius. Goodbye, Lucius. We don't need you. Sorry. If you want to keep Lucius alive, you can obviously just rescue him backwards. Like, use your rescue staff on him. You don't even have to enter the area there. Okay, so I can drop Kent somewhere, but I would need people to get out of my way a little bit, which is hard in this position. So I think I'll just heal for now. Hopefully hit this 94 though. Get rid of one of the threats. And Danny DeVito will kind of act as bait for these two, for this mercenary. He might get on a mountaintop, which is a little bit annoying. Maybe he'll go for Sane anyway. Maybe he'll go for someone else. We'll never know. I can maybe bait him with Matthew. Let's see. Let's drop Kent's like here. This is on the right side of the mountains. He still has to get through a couple forests, but that's alright. I can move Matthew, but not in such a way that the guy won't go on the mountains. So I'd rather he go for Danny DeVito then, because Danny DeVito has like 15 defense. Sarah's out of rescue staffs, so I would have to trade her Urks, which I guess I can do, because Urk has nothing to do right now anyway. Will's just gonna have to be patient with Nils. He's not very useful for this map anyway. Okay, goes for Danny DeVito for that juicy 0 damage. Understandable, understandable. This guy just keeps running out his hacking snot. I'm gonna turn off animations now, because I think we've seen it by now. I think we've seen the hacking snot animation plenty of times, this PMS. But this is obviously one of the many ways you can do this map. Like, there's like infinite ways you can tackle it. This is just the one that I find fairly easy to explain. It's fairly calm and gets rid of the timer. It doesn't face any of the bosses. Let's see, animations, right? Yeah. Let's go solo. Urk is alright. Kent, Sane, Florina. This is really becoming a let's play, man. Nils needs to be, I think, on. I forgot. But yeah, this will do. Actually, we're gonna turn them all off because the hexing stock can target anyone. Okay, I'm totally up to date now. So Sane goes in for the attack, hopefully hits. Good. Dodges too, very nice. He'll probably go for Danny DeVito again, but that's alright. And you can come over here, trade, give her the rescue staff, and then use it. Get another fellow over here. And now we're all off the first island without facing the boss. And without waiting forever for Florina. Goes for Sane for some reason and dies. Yep. Okay. So now all the moving enemies are basically dead besides the hexing snot. So what I'm gonna do from here is I'm gonna move my troops slowly to the southern island where the armory and stuff are. And that's gonna take a while because we gotta rescue drop some people across the river. And we can't go past here because of the nomad troopers. And yeah, it's gonna take a little bit. So I'll be right back because showing it on camera would take forever. Okay, I'm back. So you might notice that all my units are basically down here. The exception is Urk, who I'm gonna use to kill the shaman over the river. And I've got Dorcas over here because I wanted him to be with his wife Natalie one last time before they depart. So first we're gonna have Urk kill this shaman over here. Just get rid of that threat. For some reason the archer doesn't move afterwards, even though he should. Because you should be able to see Urk after the shaman is dead. I also don't know why he didn't die just there. There we go. Maybe the archer will move now. I don't know, but Florina's on standby to get him out of there, so that's fine. Also gonna move Matthew towards this place. You want to be careful of these two things, because I guess I better show that off next enemy phase. Okay, the archer decides not to move, that's good. So let me show what happens if you visit the shops, okay? So if you visit the armory, well, you already know what happens then. You buy like an armor slayer or something. You get the good old game over. Duh. That's nothing new. If we visit the vendor, of course, something different happens. So if you visit the vendor and we buy like another warp staff for ourselves, for example, we go here. It's like, hey, reinforcement spawn. You get good old 7x Ursula with the bolting and everything, so you also don't want that to happen. Don't visit the vendor unless you're ready to end it this turn. You can buy staffs without ending the game, but yeah. So don't do that either unless you're ready for it. Now what we're going to do is we want to visit this village, but we want to do it in such a way that we don't have to fight this guy, preferably. And we also want to do it quickly for another reason. So we're going to have Matthew break this snag. There's no use breaking this snag because it just makes a bridge here, which gets you blocked by Wrath, so there's no point in it. But we want to be ready to get across the river soon. So I'm going to get Urk back here. He's going to help us warp it a little bit. And I'm going to get some people in position to help us out here. The HP on these people doesn't really matter much. Let's see, I think almost everything else is ready. Okay, so the moment that Matthew opens this bridge, these enemies will start moving towards me, so I gotta be ready for that. But I think I'm mostly ready. I might have to improvise a little bit, but let's see if I can do that. So Matthew attacks the snag. Apparently he's gotta do it like 3 times. But it doesn't seem to aggro the enemies, so that's good. Attack one more time. I guess I'll have Sane come a little bit closer here. And there we go. Open the snag. And then we're gonna have Sane visit it and watch what happens. The dialogue is as normal, but then you get build an army, trust nobody, fire emblem, and we got to toss something. These are treasures, you cannot drop those. You don't want to trust nobody because you don't want to drop the trust nobody because it's the same trust nobody that Dorka started with. Another reference to an old chapter. You want to use this on Natalie, so we want to keep that. So I guess we gotta toss our vulnerary, but you know what's gonna happen next. We get the only on. I guess you gotta toss another vulnerary. Game Boy Advance. Well, we definitely can't drop the Game Boy Advance because we're playing the game on one. So we'll drop the Iron Lance. So yeah, visiting this village basically makes you drop all your shit, and there's a bunch of other shit happening. So Natalie comes out from this upper right corner, kind of the same as this one. This one has their old weapons because we couldn't be bothered to change those. But yeah, she's a timer. If you have anyone left here, they're probably dead. So you don't want that to happen. And then because we also stepped on this island now, Yogurt comes out. But Natalie's the real timer of the run. When you visit the village, you want to seize, preferably in like 1 or 2 turns, or else she's going to kill your units. I guess if you leave Lucius alive here, you can act as a bait for 1 turn. But yeah, Lyn is here now, because she's activated by visiting the village. She has all her normal inventory and everything, just as she used to be. So we're going to move her down here. And we can attack apparently. That's kind of funny. One other solution I want to note real quick, other than using the Trust Nobody, is you could Berserk one of the Wraths and they might kill Natalie. I haven't tested that. The hit rate is really bad because their resistance is 18, but if Mangs is lucky enough to pull that off, I'm not even going to hate him over it. So Lyn is here. I'm going to rescue her over and try to drop her in a position where I can warp her into position. Let's see, I don't want to go in the armory, of course. I guess Florina's going to have to drop her somewhere. I don't want to go on any of these tiles for sure. I think if I drop her here, she can be warped far enough by Danny DeVito, so we'll drop her here. That's far enough, I think. Let's test that. Yeah, that's in siege range, so that's good. Maybe Urk can make it as well. Then we can use Danny DeVito for something else. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that also works because the gate doesn't cost extra movement. So now what we want to do is we want to make sure that the Trust Nobody makes it over. So Kent can trade it to Matthew, who can trade it to anyone here, who can trade it to Florina. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1 short right now. So we would like Florina to be a little bit closer to the thing. We could warp her or rescue her. It doesn't really matter. As long as she's a little bit closer, it should be fine. So like if we rescue Staff right here, for example, she won't end up in enemy range, I don't think, but she'll end up closer no matter what. So best rescue ever. Almost as good as that Radiant Dawn Bishop. There we go. That's good enough. Because we need to trust nobody, we need it soon. Because yeah, they're coming for me, they're coming for me. Okay, here it comes. So Sane trades the Trust Nobody to Matthew. And moves over here. Matthew trades it. You can't trade it to Lyn. We don't even want to, but we'll trade it to Kent. Trade the Trust Nobody. And who's going to trade it to Florina? Who's going to end up? Yeah, that works out perfectly. So we trade with Florina. There we go. There's the real rescue strats. And then Urk is going to warp Lyn over here. Perfect. The one use warp used well. This strat only uses 2 warps, so you can use a 3rd one for whatever you like if you want, or you can buy more, whatever you want. And then we're gonna trade the Trust Nobody to Florina. Wait, she already has it. Okay, move here and turn animations on. Get that Trust Nobody. Build an army, Trust Nobody. Only on Game Boy Advance. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. Killed her with a poisoned Trust Nobody. Stupid, annoying little girl. Got him. And that's pretty much it. All that's left to do is move Lyn in for the seas, and you've won. That's it. So that's the solution. Pretty elaborate. I hope you liked it. There's obviously other ways. Before I go, and before I forget, one last shout out to MarkyJoe first off for the epic Lyn Mode remix theme that he made for this final chapter only. The link is in the description. You gave me permission to use it, and that's all we needed apparently, so thanks for that. Was Mangs' good idea to use it, and we're going to mention it in the main chapter as well. Also shoutouts to Shuusuke for tirelessly putting up patches for this and making edits to the ROM repeatedly until I liked it, because that was a lot of work and he put a lot of hours into it, and I was very grateful for him, for doing it. So thanks a lot for that. He put out like 27 versions total at this point, so just to give you an idea how much adjusting I had to do along the way. And yeah, if you've yet to watch it, have fun watching Mangs struggle, and if this was your watching after the struggle, then thanks for watching the whole series, and there'll be more coming up soon. Peace.